What is going on, my good old friends of YouTube? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. I hope you all had a great weekend, a great Easter. If you celebrate today, that is. I personally have the what do you want to call it? The luxury of celebrating both Easters. I have my Greek Easter and my fiance, who's not Greek. I celebrate her Easter as well. It's a beautiful thing, right? So I had a great day today. And again, I hope you guys did as well. Had a great weekend as well. And in this video, it's Sunday. You guys know the deal. We're going to break down the markets. We're going to talk about what happened last week. We'll break down the futures, and we got to break down what's coming up this week. And let me tell you guys, we have a lot of companies reporting earnings, so we got to break down some stocks and some charts in this video. But before we do that, make sure to get your free money from Moomoo, up to 6 free stocks, each of which could be valued all the way up to $3,500. All you have to do is use my link down below or go to stassurfest.com/Moomoo, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get your free money, guys. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. So it's about 6:37 p.m. right now, meaning the futures market, although it might be meaningless to a lot of you guys, we're still going to cover it here in this video. The futures market has been open for a good 30 to 35 minutes, and as of now, the S&P futures and the Russell futures, they are down 0.3% each. The Nasdaq's down 0.6%, and we have the Dow futures down about 0.1%, as we have the gold futures up about 0.25%, and silver's up even more. Silver's pushing up almost 1%. It's currently up about 0.82%. I guess exactly 0.82%. And we might as well take a look at these futures a little bit more in depth and see what is going on these charts. So this is the 5-day, 5-minute on the S&P futures here. And what we're noticing is right now we are actually taking out the lows from last week, which is not good. We just hit a fresh low in the futures session at about 43.72, and last week we pretty much held 43.80 for pretty much all of last week, right? So the fact that the S&P futures are breaking that support, that's not a good sign right now for the bulls. And if I pull up the Nasdaq futures, let's see what's going on here. Same thing. This is the 5-day, 5-minute. We broke under the support from last week. We saw a big dump off. We are seeing a big dump off in the futures. They're now down 0.6%. We had a fresh low. We had a fresh low of 13,792, and the support that held all of last week was right around 13,900, 880 roughly. So we are taking lows out, guys. This is not a good sign when it comes to the overall futures and SPY and Triple Q. Let's see what's going on there. Obviously, the markets are closed, but let's talk a little bit about what I'm looking for this upcoming week, as we do have a full week this week. As you all remember, last week we had Good Friday. On Friday, the markets were closed. So now that we're seeing the futures down a decent chunk, and assuming they hold this downwards move that we're seeing, and maybe we get even more red at this point, SPY's probably going to dump under 437, and at that point, we are going to see more selling pressure, as we are going to get that leg down. And you got to ask yourself, and I'm also asking myself, right, what is the next level of support? After 437, I mean, the next main level of support I'm seeing, 435 is one of them, which was support from back in, let's see here, back in the middle of February. If that point breaks, we might be going 425, 426. That was support in the end of February, early March. So these are the next gaps that we could be filling to the downside on SPY. And for Triple Q, let's pop that up. Triple Q, if I zoom in a bit, we are now testing 337, and mind you, the futures are down, and if that holds into tomorrow, we're going to gap under that in the morning. So we're going to dump under 337, and at that point, where's the next gap? Well, the next gap to the downside is 332. That was the low point from the end of February. Under that, we have about $320, and under that, it's probably going to be the low that we hit recently at 315, which was hit about a month ago, over a month ago, in the middle of March. So Triple Q, watch out for those downside levels, and I'm not telling you all that we're going to definitely go to those spots this week. Next week, nobody knows what the heck is going to happen, guys, but based on the futures gapping down, based on the overall bearish sentiment out there, that's where we could be headed. Who the heck knows, what's going to happen, right? So let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment, hit the like button, and make sure to subscribe. We are almost at 25,000 subscribers, guys. Almost there. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks, because this week, finally, we're getting some earnings reports. I feel like the markets, I don't want to say they've been getting stale. Actually, I'm just going to say it. The markets have been a little bit boring lately. Yes, we've had a lot of volatility in the overall markets, which I guess that is fun in a way. You could day trade that, do whatever. It's kind of entertaining in that sense. But in terms of individual stocks, we haven't really gotten much excitement recently, or at least I haven't until this week, because we have a lot of big companies reporting earnings, and we got to break some down in this video. So stock number one that I'm watching is none other than Netflix, guys. Ticker symbol NFLX. And Netflix, believe it or not, it is right by the lows from about a month ago. About a month ago, Netflix was at 328, 330 roughly. Now we're at 341. We tried breaking out from 330 to about 390. We failed at 400, guys. That's what ended up happening, right? We tried breaking out. We failed at 400, dumped back under the moving averages. Now, if Netflix disappoints again, listen up here, guys, because last earnings report, they did not do well. They disappointed big time. Guidance was not good, right? If they come in again, disappoint, yada, 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 I think we might take the lows out. And the lows, again, being right around 329. I think we might take the lows out, because I don't think that's priced in right now necessarily. I don't think a terrible report is priced in quite yet. And on the flip side, let's say they surprise, they beat all across the board. Guidance is good. They're starting to turn things around. For example, subscriber growth. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there because we know subscribers was a big problem in the last report. Let's say they turn things around magically in a quarter. This stock might shoot up a ton, which, to be honest, I don't think they're going to just turn around right away. I mean, it's only been a quarter. I think there could be some more pain for Netflix, and I'm hoping, quite frankly, that their report is not good. And by the way, they report on the 19th, which is on Tuesday. I hope they do fall under 300, and quite frankly, I hope it starts going down at 270, 280, because this is a stock that I would consider. Heck, I considered it a month ago. The funny thing is, guys, or maybe not a month ago. That was more than a month ago. About 2 months ago, I considered it after the recent earnings report when they collapsed. But then Bill Ackman came out. Was it Bill Ackman? Yeah, I think it was. And he started buying Netflix. It shot the stock up to about, you guys remember that, 460. It went from 350 to 460 in a couple of trading days. And I was like, I'm not going to buy into this pump. Didn't do it. And now could be my my opportunity. And with earnings right around the corner, I'm just going to stick it out. I'm going to wait until after earnings and then reevaluate. Again, if it breaks the lows from a month ago, we go under 300. I'm going to be buying some Netflix most likely. We'll see. I'm not 100% positive yet, but I'm thinking about it. Let's just put it that way. I'm thinking about it. The next one is good old Tesla, guys. TSLA is the ticker. If you didn't know, I doubt any of you guys don't know Tesla's ticker symbol. This stock went down 3.7% on Friday, and what we're noticing here, technically speaking, is point blank a head and shoulders. We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, necklines right around, I'd say, between 1040 to about 1060, that 20-point windows where we have the neckline here. And my alert is just a little bit above the neckline, right around 1080 is where my alert is currently set right now. And like Netflix, Tesla reports earnings this upcoming week, but the day after Netflix, funny enough, I mean, I'm sure this was on purpose, guys. Tesla reports earnings on 420. Funny enough, they report earnings on 420, and also funny enough, Twitter, Elon Musk wanted to take them private and buy them at 54.20. I'm sure you guys caught that at this point, obviously. So that's the running joke. So they're reporting on 420. They're reporting on 420. That is what we're going to be watching out for on, what is that, on Wednesday. So Tesla, again, head and shoulders. I have my alert at 1080. I'm not rushing to get into this stock. There's really no need at this point. I'm going to be waiting for that earnings report. and I have a feeling it's going to hold above 930 to 950 heading into earnings. I don't think it's going to break that main moving average. If anything, we might even rally heading into earnings, guys. Who the heck knows? I mean, if we have a green day Monday, Tuesday, we might have a green day starting off the week because we got bludgeoned on Friday. Even though the futures are down right now, we might easily have a green day to Monday or Tuesday. And if Netflix, or Tesla rather, my head's still on Netflix, guys. If Tesla breaks above 1,000, it could start running to 1050. Maybe it breaks that. That's right around the 50 moving average on the 4-hour. So watch out for Tesla. Snapchat is another one, which I covered in my video that I released. When was that? 2-3 days ago, I forget. It's called I'm Losing a Ton of Money, or what was it called? I've lost a lot of money or something like that. Snapchat is one of the stocks that I am down about 35% on right now. And I'm holding on because I believe Snapchat is going to do well in the coming years and even in the coming quarters. I do believe Snapchat will be doing well. So they report earnings on the 21st, and go check out that video, guys. The thumbnail is it's me. It's a red thumbnail. It says done on it or some funny crap like that. Go watch that video if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Snapchat. I break it down a little bit more in that video. So they report earnings this week on the 21st, which is on Thursday, I believe. So that is going to be one worth watching. And based on last week's and maybe even the previous week's performance, Snapchat is now under the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. It had a 4.3% red day on Friday, which is not the best. So I'm going to be watching to see what it does around. We have big support coming up, guys, around $30, 30, 32. So what are we going to do around there? Are we going to get buyers? Are we going to, just see the floor crumble on this thing? We drop into the mid-20s. What is going to happen? And honestly, if we do fall into the mid-20s, like I mentioned in my video a couple of days ago, I'm probably going to be buying more Snapchat. That's what I'm thinking right now. So keep your eyes on Snapchat. We also have Bank of America reporting after we had all the other banks, for the most part, report last week. Bank of America reports on the 18th, which is tomorrow, and they report tomorrow morning after hitting a fresh low on the 4-hour chart right around $37. And the crazy thing is, guys, this stock is down 25%. All these banks are getting destroyed. They're in bear markets, and I don't want to say for sure these are great buys right now because I'm not, and I've mentioned this many, many times, I'm not an expert in bank stocks, right? I mean, that's the furthest thing I'm an expert from. But if anything's down 25-30%, I'm looking at it, especially if it's a solid bank like I believe Bank of America is, JP Morgan, and some of the other ones, which we're not going to get into that rabbit hole in this video. But I'm watching Bank of America again to hit a fresh low. Earnings tomorrow morning. We might get a snapback. If this thing, even if we don't get a snapback, guys, let's say it gets even more oversold, it gets hit down even more, maybe goes to 35 or whatever, we are going to need some sort of relief rally. I mean, look at what happened with Bank of America just in the end of February, heading into the early days of March. It got destroyed from the mid-40s to the high 30s. And then it rallied from 37 all the way to 45. It saw an 18% move. We're talking in the matter of less than 3 weeks. I'm not even kidding, guys. From the 7th of March to the 21st of March, this stock ran up almost 20%. Now it's to the point where it is way oversold like it was in the beginning of March. So I think we're going to get some sort of rally in these banks. And I don't want to just blindly load the boat on banks quite yet, but I'm getting to the point where I might throw some money at these. Maybe not Bank of America, maybe JP Morgan. Let me see JP Morgan's chart. It's in the same position. If JP Morgan goes down from 126 where it closed on Friday down to about 120, it takes, it already took the low out, but if the oversold status gets even more oversold, I'm going to be buying some just for the rebound play. Nothing crazy, not a long-term position, just for a rebound play because I don't want to say certain because nothing is certain, but I'm confident these are going to bounce back just a little bit in the short term. So I'm watching JP Morgan, Bank of America. We're also watching the airlines, guys, UAL, AAL. We saw what reported last week. Delta did pretty well, and that shot up all the other airlines. So we have UAL, UAL reporting on the 21st, which is on Thursday, and we have AAL. So AAL is one that I like the chart a bit more than UAL because we actually broke out of 19 bucks last week on AAL. We closed above it, and now we're only a stone's throw away from the next main resistance being around 1950, 1975. If we break out into the 20s, I think AAL is going to go ballistic, guys. That's just my opinion. I think from 20 bucks, we're going to go to 22, 22.50, no problem. And again, this stock reports on the 21st in the morning. Same with UAL. I believe they report in the morning as well. Let's double check that. Let's see here, guys. No false info. Actually, no. It says here after market hours on 420. So they're actually the day before AAL. So I might have mixed that up. I'm sorry about that, guys. But overall, this week, later this week, Airlines reporting. Set your alerts. I'd put an alert probably around 47 bucks on UAL. That was resistance about 2 weeks ago. If that point breaks, it could be going to 50 bucks. And going back to AAL, I'm going to put my alert at 1975 and watch what it does from there. Let's see what else we got here. We have J&J reporting this week on the 19th. Let's see when they are reporting. Is that in the morning? I'm assuming yes, guys. Yes, 19th pre-market on Tuesday. And this is one that I've talked about, guys. They just hit an all-time high at 184 bucks last week, and now we're down about 5 bucks off of that high. Take a look. We're down to about the 50 moving average, which seems to be holding, and the uptrend seems to be holding as well. So J&J is one that I'd be watching at about 180, 185, maybe for a continuation play. We also have Halliburton this week, which has been clawing back these past couple of months, guys. Very big move for this stock. It was 17 bucks back in August. It just hit a high on the 4-hour chart at $41. It went up over 1.4% on Friday, and they report earnings on the 19th, which is on Tuesday. Let's see, is that pre-market? Yeah, pre-market. Halliburton on Tuesday. So watch out for this beautiful trend to see if it continues, guys. You know, we got to see if it continues, and it's been clawing back. You guys can see just about, wow, back in March of 2020, it was a $4 stock, so it's 10x, which is great, in just about a year or 2 years at this point. I was going to say a year and a half, but now it's been 2 years, guys, over 2 years since that crash of March 2020, which is nuts. And you can see on the max chart, we are now starting to trade, or we have been trading, which is nuts, at multi-year highs. We're now above the moving averages on this max chart. So keep your eyes on Halliburton. Lockheed Martin is another one for this week. They report earnings. Let's see here. They report earnings on the 19th pre-market. So Tuesday pre-market, we have LMT Lockheed Martin, which, guys, take a look. This is an ascending triangle if you've seen one, guys. Look at that. We have clear resistance at 475, 480, but we have been uptrending for weeks. Actually, it's been months. I mean, this stock's been uptrending for months, but really in the past month and a half is where we've seen that $480 sticking point. So at this point, I'm going to set my alert. I might just put 2 alerts. One at 475. We'll do that now. Mark is at or above. And I'll do another one. Mark is at or above 480 bucks. So if we clear above these points, we see the ascending triangle play out. Are we going to be at all-time highs? I think we just hit an all-time high. Yeah, we're going to be at fresh all-time highs above 500 bucks like that, in my humble opinion, based on the chart, right? So Lockheed Martin, the stock looks great on the 4-hour if it breaks above 475, 480, so watch it. We also have IBM today, or not today, this week. We have IBM on the 19th after market hours, so Tuesday after market hours, and we have a clear resistance, I'd say, around 130 bucks on IBM right now, right around these moving averages on the 4-hour chart. And this has been an ugly, it's just been an ugly stock. Look at this thing. It went from 140 to 114 to 142, back down to 118. Now it's at 128. This is a choppy stock, right? Very, very choppy stock. So I'm not going to touch it until it confirms a pop back over those moving averages on the 4-hour, which again is why I put my alert at $130 a share. So watch out for IBM. Another one I'm watching is IBKR, which is International Brokerages, or brokerage, whatever. I just put the wrong ticker in. Hold on, guys. Is it IBKR? Interactive Brokers, guys, not brokerages. But yeah, either way, I'm watching IBKR. This stock is down a good chunk. Even though it's ran up about $10 recently, it is still down from $82 to $65, which is a 20% down move. So it's still in a bear market, even though it is up about 15% in just the past couple of weeks. So IBKR, they report on Tuesday. A lot of these companies, guys, report on Tuesday. They are after market hours. And notice, again, the stock's up 15% in the past couple of weeks, which is good, but we are still struggling under both moving averages. So in this case, I'm going to put an alert at $68 a share. 68 is about $3 higher from where we are right now, which is not much higher from where we are. So if we do end up getting some buying pressure, a good earnings report, this thing might rip. It might explode out of these moving averages, and just like that, a reversal is born. So the last one, guys, before this video gets too freaking long, which I have a feeling it's already too long. We're about 25 minutes in. I'll probably edit it down a little bit, so not too bad. The last one here is Procter & Gamble, PG, the most fun, awesome stock, right? Just kidding, not really. But the chart looks pretty good. I'll be honest, guys. We have an inverse head and shoulders. The uptrend's holding, golden cross. We're above both moving averages. And now we're pulling back a little bit, which is good, shaking out some weak hands, profit taking, whatever you want to call it. So I'm thinking if buyers step in around 156, 157, we might be able to make a move back over $160 and maybe towards that all-time high that was hit back in the beginning of this year around $165. So we have earnings coming up on 4/20 in the pre-market around 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So this is one that I'm definitely going to be watching out for, guys. So keep your eyes on PG and all the other stocks we talked about. I feel like we talked about more than 10 stocks in this video, but whatever. It doesn't matter, guys. After all, it is just a title. If we're going to talk about 12 stocks, 13 stocks, it's all good. I'll still title it 10 stocks. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day because the content is what matters, guys. And I do appreciate you, as always, for being here, watching the videos. I appreciate you guys. So if you enjoyed this one, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, join my Patreon, and don't forget to get your free money from Moomoo. Up to 6 free stocks, each of which could be valued all the way up to $3,500. Just use my link down below or go to StockSurfest.com/Moomoo, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get your free money. And with that being said, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.